Buenas tardes. I'm sorry. I decided to, have a little chat, little conversation. I'm sorry. Nossa. Sorry about that. Water went through the wrong way. Aye. So anyway, I normally don't do any live presentation on Monday, but for whatever reason, I decide to, have a little conversation here. I kind of pick a topic here. If you have, if you speak English, you are more than welcome. Se você fala português, também é bem-vindo. Espero que possa participar de nossa live. Deixa eu mandar um link aqui. Ok, consegui retornar. Isso é um bom sinal. Deixa eu mandar mais um convite aqui. Pessoal, estou mandando aqui um convite para ver se alguém... I'm back. So anyway, I was just did a few minutes live presentation on Instagram. It's recorded. You guys can take a look. It was mostly or mainly in Portuguese, but let's see what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna see if I can do this in English. So I was talking about the transportation business, mainly cargo van and tractor trailer, other trucks that transport loads, cargo throughout the United States. And I have a little experience on that, probably about over 10 years. And I decided to share with you guys some of my experience, actually some of my understanding, better say, of what's going on the transportation business, okay? So we have this four pillar, if you may say, four gear, if I will, on this transportation business. We have brokers, dispatchers, of course, the driver, and the company owners, okay? These are those four pillars on the transportation business here in the United States. Now, I'm gonna start like being kind of real tough when it comes to three part of it. They all share responsibility when it comes to success and failure of the business itself, okay? But some have more responsibility of the failure of this business. So mainly, I detect throughout the years, over a decade, that brokers and dispatchers are the main problems. I'm not saying that drivers and company owners, they are not, because they are. And if you want me to start by the defect when it comes to the transportation itself, I would say the lowest one, the lowest problem, the minimum problem is the driver. And where are the mistakes that the driver makes sometimes? I'll tell you right now, is one, they have the choice or the chance to say no, and they say yes when it comes to low paying or low paid loads. I'm gonna be very clear. For instance, I can tell you for sure that if you are on a transportation business and mainly 18-wheelers or trucks, and you're taking a load that pays less than $2 a mile, you are burning the market. You're destroying the market. No matter what the dispatcher is gonna tell you, I know pretty much all of the excuse they're gonna bring it to you. And I can tell you one by one if you wanna hear. Don't matter what... Opa, tudo bem? Tudo bom, Ivan? Eu resolvi, me deu isso aqui na cabeça, eu resolvi fazer essa live. Hoje eu estou falando sobre um ramo que eu conheço muito, que é o ramo de transporte nos Estados Unidos, especialmente o ramo de transporte de carga. Já alguns meses, talvez mais de ano, que eu tenho visto algumas plataformas, especialmente no Instagram e TikTok, de pessoas brasileiros, inclusive, e latino-americanos, que estão se envolvendo cada vez mais nesse ramo de transporte, mas eles estão, grande parte deles, não são todos, claro, como tudo na vida não é, mas grande parte desse pessoal que vem para cá e pensa que vai estar fazendo o máximo, que entra no ramo de transporte, especialmente de cargo van e na área de caminhão, que é o que eu entendo mais, é, estão destruindo o mercado pegando cargas baratas. E eu tenho escutado tanta baboseira, tanta mentira, tantas meias verdades. Eu costumo dizer que pior do que uma mentira deslavada é uma meia verdade. Que a meia verdade tem o poder de confundir. Então, por essa razão, hoje, como é feriado aqui, eu não sei se você sabe, aqui nos Estados Unidos, hoje é um grande feriado, que é o Memorial Day. Especialmente, eles comemoram muito os soldados que caíram nas guerras e nos conflitos aí pelo mundo, né? Como todos nós sabemos, os Estados Unidos está sempre envolvendo algum conflito. Mas, bom, então é isso. Então eu resolvi fazer uma live aqui e estou aqui fazendo essa live agora. Eu senti essa... Já faz tempo que eu estou com vontade de dar um alerta, especialmente aos brasileiros que estão entrando nesse mercado e grande parte estão destruindo o mercado de cargas. E o elemento principal de destruição é cobrando cargas baratas, como ato de desespero, provavelmente, ou nunca viu o dinheiro, ou quando viu, pensa que vai ficar bom se eu fizer barato. Mas estão destruindo o mercado. E eu falo isso com conhecimento de causa do assunto, né? Tenho aí de experiência, talvez, com certeza, mais de 10 anos. Hello, Hayden Ben said, thank you. How are you? Thank you for participating, okay? Yeah, I was talking with a friend, Ivan, so I was, telling him a few things in Portuguese, but you are more than welcome in English too, okay? Good morning. Oh, good morning. Right here is a good afternoon. Right now it's 5:09 p.m. Monday. It's a holiday here today, Memorial Day, and I'm in California, okay? California, United States. So you are more than welcome. If you guys have any question, just let me know. I was talking about a little bit about the cargo business here in the United States, sharing my experience and my understanding of this business. Although I'm out of commission, but we know a thing or two about the transportation business in the United States, and I decided to pick on this topic today and perhaps answering some questions, all right? So, Ivan, se você tem alguma pergunta, algum comentário, como sempre, é mais do que bem-vindo. Pode ser feito em português, não tem problema, ok? Clue Mystery. Wow, thank you for participating. Thank you for stopping by, Clue Mystery. If you guys have any question, any comment, please do so. All that I ask all the time, thank you for the thumbs up, is just to please be respectful, be polite, be careful when you use your words because you don't want to offend anyone. And also we want to keep the level up. I normally don't do lives on Mondays. Most of the time it's going to be Saturday and Sundays. I'm also on TikTok, Carlos Todd 56, Carlos Todd 56. Instagram, Carlos Todd 63. And right here, of course, COTodd, all right? If you guys have any question, any comment, please ask. I'm here to do my best to answer any questions and address any concerns, okay? And I did just did a few minutes live presentation on Instagram, Carlos Todd 63. It was in Portuguese though. If you guys want to check it out, I was talking a little bit about the transportation business. If you guys have any question about business, about working in the United States, about the rules, the regulations, what you should not do, what you should do, I guess in a way I can kind of help you guys, all right? I guess. So feel free to ask any questions, and thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for participating. Thank you mostly for sharing our live to others, okay? And also, if you speak Portuguese or Spanish, we are here to pretend that we speak too. So yeah, you can ask any question in Portuguese or Spanish. We're gonna be here to, address any question or, whatever. Well, we have 6 people out there. Thank you so much. Please thumbs up and please share. Again, returning, saying that I'm also on TikTok, Carlos Todd 56, Carlos Todd 56. I have videos, live presentations, and some of my videos, or probably most of my videos, is a little bit controversial for some. I talk a little bit about a little bit of politics and religion sometimes. Some folks like, some don't like much, but that's the introduction. So, but I am also, like I said, on Instagram, okay? Carlos Todd 63, Carlos Todd 63. Saturdays and Sundays, normally I have live presentation because it's a holiday, and I was talking about this transportation business. I decided to come and talk a little bit with you guys. All right. So anyway, yeah. So going back to the transportation, business that I was talking about, folks. If you are, from other countries and come here, and decide to, pursue the American dream, which is normal, and we appreciate, we understand. But if you decide to go to the transportation business, it is brutal, and there is a lot of good people out there, but there's a lot of bad ones too. So you have to relearn about that, a lot about your life, about everything when it comes to, working in the United States. And the thing is about the transportation business, most of the people that are in charge of it, or it's running the show, if I will, are foreign people, people from other countries. A lot of them from European countries, others from Latin America countries. But the European, they are dominating this, and from all different countries. So these people, they are really something. You have to be pretty smart, have to learn the business, but you have to understand. In this business, like probably many others, but I'm speaking about transportation business, one of the problems that I've seen in this business is 2, actually. One, most of the people involved in this business, decision makers, one, they underestimate the driver's intelligence, and 2, they insult the driver's intelligence. And that's the truth. It's painful, but it is. And the other problem, I believe that the main problems on this, I think we all share the responsibility of failure on this business, okay? One, it's us, it's the drivers. I'm not a driver anymore. And the other one is the dispatcher. The other one is the brokers and the company owners. So it's a four pillar on this business. So we just don't speak the same language when it comes to let's everybody be happy, if you know what I'm trying to say. So to me, this is my personal opinion. Again, I repeat, this is my personal opinion. To me, the two main problems are brokers and dispatchers. But this is me. But I'm not saying here that the drivers and company owners do not have their share of responsibility of failure, because they do. But the main problem are on these two. Brokers number one and dispatcher number two. Number three, if I could numbers, in order, brokers number one, dispatcher number two, company owners number three, and drivers number four. So they are the sole responsible for this big mess on the transportation business. And guess what? I look forward for a day that this business will not need, they're not going to need brokers and dispatchers anymore because of technologies. It's getting there little by little, and I hope it comes faster soon enough, because they really, most of them are son of a guns. Some daughters of a guns too, because there is a few women on this business of dispatch and brokers too. Very few, but they're out there. But the thing that bothers me most is the constantly practice of underestimating the driver's intelligence, and two, insulting the driver's intelligence. And it's so upsetting because most of the drivers, guess what, brokers and dispatchers? Most of the drivers know that you're lying, know that you're not telling the truth, know that you're really deceiving them, you're cheating, and etc. You have to understand that your practice is going to cause more and more damage to yourself and your future. Matter of fact, I don't believe that brokers, all kind of brokers, have much future with technology now. So just think about this and do change if you can, because I don't think you can change anything. It's your nature. Brokers, when they go to the business, they already know what they want to do. And I can spend day and night telling how much I dislike and explaining why, how much I dislike brokers and a lot of dispatchers too. Is there exception when it comes to dispatcher? I believe so, but it's just exceptions, unfortunately. But yes, company owners, they share the responsibility too. So now let's go back to the drivers. What can you do then? Well, I know it's not easy. If you're going to work for a company, you're going to be a driver who's going to be paid on the miles, that's a different story. But if you're going to work for a company as an owner-operator or rental or lease program, now you're going to be in trouble, because you have to pay the truck, you have to pay a fuel, you have to pay maintenance, you have to pay tax end of the year. Man, it's pay. And brokers and son of a guns dispatchers and vice versa, they know that. So they use their speech all the time to tell you why you should take a cheap load because you have to pay at least for your equipment. So if you sit and wait for another load, a better one, because they know that, I'll tell you what they're gonna tell you. They're gonna say, look, don't sit, because if you sit, you're losing money. Better you make a little bit of money, and this is how they take you to hell. You see what I'm saying? This business, the same thing is about car dealership. I don't want to jump to that, but I have so low respect for car dealership and car salespeople. But it's changing too, because with the technology that we have out there, it's improving more and more. Thank goodness this business is going to be gone in the future. It's going to be all technological business of sales. But they did the damage. But you know, guess what? Greedy is one of the worst elements of karma. I do believe in, I do think so. I don't believe in believing, by the way. That's a topic for a different conversation. But yeah, thank goodness. I sincerely hope, and I think it's going to happen, that dispatcher and brokers have their days or their days numbered. One day it will be no more. But on the other hand, drivers, a lot of drivers, they're going to lose their jobs too. With the self-driven transportation business that it's coming in, it's coming, already coming. Some local, they already have this system, self-driven trucks doing loads, plus, all the robotic system, etc., etc. But it's still. So anyway, I stopped by to talk about a little bit about the transportation business, share my understanding, my opinion, of course, and I repeat, everything that I do here on a TikTok, on a YouTube channel, like right now, on Instagram, is just my opinion. It's over 30 years in the United States, doing all kinds of things that you can imagine. So what I have that is, to me, is very valuable is understanding of life, little by little. Folks, I always tell people, do practice good no matter what. Not for religious reasons, but for moral reasons. Learn how to do the right thing. I'm still learning, believe me. I'm professional in doing wrong stuff. I did a lot of wrong stuff in my life. Not because I didn't know, most of the time because of my weakness. And I'm just trying to help you guys to avoid this kind of thing in life. Because at the end of the day, everything that you see right now on this screen, like you see everything in the background and right here, this doesn't matter. It matters what you have inside of you, your heart, your brain, and what you are. So learn how to be better. Learn how to do the right thing. And you see, the least is going to happen is you're going to have a good moment in life. Doing the right thing regardless is priceless. Okay, thank you for the hearts. I appreciate. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for sharing. But anyway, everything we do in life, everything, anything, end of the day, what really counts is not your bank account, it's not your house, your car, your luxuries, or anything else. When you leave, your gun with what you are. You're gonna take what you did, how you felt about things, how good and how many good stuff you did in this planet. That's how it is. It's not your religion that's gonna take you somewhere. It's what you do. So I was talking about the transportation business, but it doesn't matter. It's any business. Anything you do in life, please try to practice with dignity, unconditional dignity, unconditional. To me, I feel sad when somebody tries to do something good because his religion. What a sad argument or excuse to do the right thing. You gotta do the right thing for the right reasons. Good deeds may take you to heaven if heaven exists. But unconditional good deeds, unconditional good acts of kindness, take you to the best place, whatever it is, regardless, anywhere in the universe, if there is a place to go after. So I post something this week, I think it was today, maybe yesterday. It's on Instagram everywhere, you can check it out. You know, imagine if religion didn't exist. Would the road, this planet, would be this planet a better place to be? Why and why not? So I'm not here to speak against anything. I'm just saying, if you want to do something good, do for the right reason. You know, there is a lot of suffering right now, everywhere. Not only in Palestine or Middle East, in Africa, in Asia, everywhere. Even here in the United States, for people who don't know, United States has 700,000 plus of homeless. Can you imagine that? And most of us still cannot afford health insurance. Can you imagine that? So, folks, try to interpret what common sense means to you. Always try to find a good reason and the right reason to do, so you can do the right thing. Do the right thing for the right reason. Do not rationalize your wrongdoing. If you believe in heaven, that's not my case. But if you do believe in heaven, think about this. No matter what your God said, no matter what kind of explanation you're going to find, think this. If you don't do good stuff to your neighbor, for your neighbor, to the people out there, you're not going to get to heaven. No matter what you think your God said, you got to do the right thing, my man. Oh, good stuff is very basic. very, very basic, SSH 21. For those who believe in the gospel, I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not a believer of anything. I do not defend religion, but I know a thing or two about gospel. Used to be a very famous, very strong member of a church many years ago. But for those who believe in Christ, for instance, that is three chapters on the New Testament, which I do consider it a constitution of the gospel, which is the Sermon of the Mountain. One basic one is, do to your neighbors what you want your neighbors to do to you. Do good unconditionally. Stay away from pride. Any pride. There is no such a thing as a good pride. That is this idea that is sold out there every day, and mainly here in the United States, that there is such a thing as a good pride. Oh, I'm proud of my son. My man, there is no such a thing as a good pride. Stay away from pride. Forget about vanity. Be humble. Be honest. Unconditionally. Do not rationalize the lack of honesty. So, every time you do something right because God told you to, you still didn't get it. We do the right thing because we're supposed to, we have to. And let's talk about love. I do not believe in love. I understand that people talk about love like they talk about a perfume. A good perfume. I believe in joy. I don't believe in happiness, but I believe in joy and enjoying life. But let me tell you something for those who believe in love, okay? This is what I normally tell people. I normally tell people, look, if you believe in love, I know that people who believe in love, they have one common practice. You know what it is? They choose who they're gonna love. They love their families, their good friends. And I don't know much people who really love their enemies. But they normally say that they love their significant ones. But I tell those people who believe in love, wrongfully so, in my opinion, because they don't understand what love means, most of them, for sure. You may choose who you're gonna love, yes, but respect should be and must be unconditional. If love had a twin brother, it would be respect, unconditional respect. Man, this is good to have a good life. And perhaps if you believe in heaven or something good after life, I can guarantee you this is gonna help you a lot, regardless your religion. Regardless. Let me tell you something, Christians and evangelicals. If you read the Sermon of the Mountain, if you really understand Jesus Christ's teachings, let's put aside these letters of those apostles, because those is kind of, yeah. But he did not, Christ, have a religion. But he did teach us a lot of stuff, good ones. Look at the Sermon of the Mountain. That's how you have to do. One of the examples is in Matthew 5, 6, and 7. Just go check it out. That is in other books on the New Testament. Don't pay too much attention on the Old Testament. It's just interesting, but some stuff it's horrible when it comes to humanity. With all due respect. I'm just saying that life is very, very simple. It's not about doctrines, dogmas. No. It's just physics, laws. You get what you do. Remember the golden rules? Do to your neighbors what you want your neighbors to do to you. Very simple. You want to hear another one? SSH21. Do good unconditionally. Do unconditionally. Whatever you do in your life, if it's good stuff, you're gonna know what is when you do something good. Just watch out for the pride. But do whatever you do it unconditionally. You know why? Do you know what makes or creates disappointments? Expectations. If you feel that somebody's disappointed with someone, it is because of the expectations. We shouldn't expect anything from any human being. The reason is very simple. Very simple. We are all human beings. Expect disappointments if you create expectations. So this is one of the most difficult things that I'm still processing and learning, but I already realized that if I got disappointment with someone in the past, the present it's less and less. It's because I had some expectations. And don't do something for somebody else or for someone expecting, direct or indirect, that you're gonna have that thing back somehow in same level or even more. Doing the right thing, it's not a business where you do something expecting that you're gonna have something in exchange. That's not how life works, at least not supposed to. So, folks, we complicate things. It's our fault. If you were looking for a fault, I don't think we should. But unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not sure yet, honestly, We live among human beings. Now, exactly, expect the unexpected. But when you expect, it puts you in a little bit, consciously or not, in a tense, kind of tense situation. Just let it go. Well, I normally say this, on the other hand, okay, now I have to say this because it's very important, okay? When you do something for someone, first, you need to make sure that you're going to protect yourself. In these days, even when you do something good, there is a lot of people who are going to bite in your hands. So, even when we do good deeds, we have to be careful. But this is not a justification to do wrongdoing, right? So, yes. And another thing, this is a very sad news that I'm going to bring to you guys. Very sad news, actually. Remember this. Friends today may be enemies tomorrow. So do not expose yourself too much to your friends. And that's very, very important advice. Friends today may be very well enemies tomorrow. So be careful, protect yourself. And when it comes to secret, can I say something about secret? Because we have this tendency of sharing secrets with our friends. A lot of friends lost their lives, their liberty, their freedom, because they share their secrets with today's friend, and in the future he became an enemy. The most mortal enemy, dangerous enemy, are those who used to be your friend one day. And the other thing that I want to tell you is this. Talking about secrets. Can I tell you a secret about the secret? If you have a secret, if you share your secret to your best ever friend, best ever, that secret, it's not a secret anymore. A secret is a secret when only one person knows about it, yourself. When you share your secret with someone, that someone one day may or may not have a reason to share that secret with someone else. Now, if that someone was your best ever friend, and one day he becomes an enemy, you're in trouble. Unfortunately, this is life. Although I know all these things, and this is a fact, I'm not going to cease of trying to do my best to live a better life and do something good for someone, not expecting anything from him or her, And also remember, I'm going to protect myself the best way possible. In these days, even here in the United States, if you invite the homeless to your home, you are taking big chances of something bad happen to you in a different ways, many ways. Well, I'm gonna find another way. It's not gonna be an excuse for not doing something, but you need to understand certain good stuff or good things we do in our lives to someone or for someone. You need to take precautions. All of them. It's a fight. Don't let your guard down. Don't be too tense, but you have to act smart. Complicated, I know. Well, there is not much you can do to anyone. There is not much you can do. But I'll tell you this, even your enemies, friends in the past, enemies in the present or future, they still need your respect as a person. And remember this, if somebody broke that trust, which in the first place you shouldn't have, when you trust someone, Mr. 21, it's your fault, not their fault if something bad happened to you, because the decision was yours, because this is your life. Now, do I have to tell you that the history is full of examples and stories about friends that became enemy? Not only the scriptures, history books. All these empires that came down, the Roman Empire, France, etc., all the empires they had friends that became enemy. I bet on it. And the worst enemy, I guarantee you, was those who were used to be a good friend. Because good friends tend to know your weakness. Money and power. Man, if there was a devil, because I'm not sure about that, if there was a devil, the main weapons of the devil was money, is money and power. That's about it. But vanity, to me, is probably one of the worst man's enemy. That's my opinion, though. Vanity is. Remember that book? They even made a movie about it, The Devil's Advocate. The end of the movie, the end of the book, you see the phrase, vanity, that's the devil speaking. Vanity is one of my favorite sayings. My man, when you think you're good, you know what? I think I'm good at. That's when you're gonna begin to fall. To me, this, you may find somebody else good. That's okay. But when you find yourself good, you better watch out. Yes, sir. That list they call the capital sins, it's very real. But you know, there is another thing that is very real, and people use this in some religions in dogmatic way. They call karma. Some other call a different name for karma, but forgive my ignorance on it. But I, I think I don't believe in believing, but I can almost use the word believing when it comes to karma, because karma is real. Mr. 21, you do good, there is a big chance you're gonna get good. Sometimes you don't. But when you do bad, oh, bad is gonna come. And I don't want to use all the dirty words to tell you what's gonna happen when you do bad sooner or later. So it is very important for us to understand that everything we do is just part of our life. And what we're gonna take with us when we depart to whatever or wherever you think you're gonna go, that is basic three things you're gonna take with you: your words, your thoughts, your actions. That composition, words, feelings, thoughts together, and actions, this is the composition of what we are as a person. So for those who believe in life after death, that's the only three things you're gonna take with you. No, you're not gonna take your faith. No, you're not. You're not gonna take your beliefs. You're gonna take who you are. Because no matter what all the religions out there, they're saying, don't matter who are the right, who are the wrong, and I can guarantee you they are all wrong. But I'm talking about for those who believe that their religion is the good ones. But I'm telling you, politics and religion is the main cause of what's going on right now on this planet. If you don't think that I'm saying what I'm saying is right, go through history. You can use your book. Well, words could be. I'm talking about the cause of it, the results of it. Words could be fake, but thoughts and feelings, that's yours. I'm talking about results. Honesty. I don't know anybody, and I don't think anyone went through this planet practicing 100% of honesty. I don't think so. Not because this or that, it's just because we're not perfect. Perfection does not exist. Integrity. That's why I tell people this. We are here to live and learning. To live and learn. That's the reason why we're here. Everything else, including your money, or whatever you think you have, is just a distraction. And you want to know, for those who think they possess a lot of stuff, do you want to know what is the most precious commodity you may have? The most precious commodity is time. Time is the most precious. What you're going to do about it, that's your own question. I know few of them practicing 100% honesty. Good for you. I think it's a joke. Politicians. Okay. The condition of being human. The condition of being human prevent us to be 100% in anything in life. Can't be, not possible. Now, true, there is some people that might be better than others. Human qualities I'm talking about. So, I have less than 2 minutes to go. I just want to say this. I have a channel on a TikTok, COTodd 56, COTodd 56. Instagram, COTodd 63, COTodd 63. And right here, of course, on a YouTube channel, you can subscribe, you can share if you want. This live presentation is going to be available in a few hours right there on the archive. You can check it out, you can share if you want. And on a Saturday and Sundays, I'm live. I also post videos, and sometimes it's political, religious kind of opinion. I'm not a religious guy, just opinion. Remember, it's just my opinion. My Instagram is Carlos TODD, Carlos TODD, one word, 63. Carlos Todd 63. Carlos Todd 63. Carlos TODD 63. On Instagram, you're gonna see what I do for living, kind of activities I have, and everything else. This broadcasting that I'm doing right now on YouTube, on Instagram, all my videos, the live presentations on a Saturday and Sunday. I decided to do today, I just don't know why. I normally don't do live presentations on Monday, but I decided to do it. Well, I'm going to give you a reason. It's kind of a presumption. I felt that I should do this today. Something strong told me, you know what, do it. And I was like, I don't want to do it. No, do it. I'm kind of tired. I'm still recovering from a surgery, by the way. So here I am. So I also believe, Mr. 21, that sometimes I do things for a reason, I just don't know what it is. So I thank you so much for being there. Thank you for participation. I hope you wrote down my information on YouTube. I don't know how to type this thing. Let me see. Well, I hope you got it. You know, you can find okay, good. All right, I appreciate that. But yeah, you know, go ahead and share because I really want to take this to many people, you know. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about creating I'm just thinking about this. It's still a project right here. A lot of my stuff is still here. An app about what not to do if you want to be successful in life. It's not what you should do. You see how different? It's what not to do. What not to do if you want to become a successful person in life. And also, I want to create some sort of organization, a website or something about the gospel of no religion. This is how complicated I am. You have a great day, my man. Thank you for being there. Please share. And I see you next time, Saturdays and Sundays. Who knows, maybe some other day of the week. I don't know. You take care, man. Bye bye. I appreciate it.